These are the operating instructions for the DRSA 1250. In order to zero the system in higher altitudes, the system needs to be placed under a deep vacuum with a vacuum pump, down to as low as possible, ideally 300 microns. Then change the units over to PSI-A. Hold the zero down for 4 seconds, and then everything zeroes itself to that reference pressure. You can return back to your regular settings simply by pressing the unit key. The 1250 is essentially the same as the 1200. When you want the backlight on, hold down the unit key for 4 seconds and the backlight will activate. The backlight will remain active for a 15-minute cycle before it automatically shuts off. To manually turn off the backlight, just press the unit key for 4 seconds. Here's another new feature on the 1250. The two sensors are tied into a single 4-pin plug, as opposed to the 1200, which used a 2-pin plug. The blue wiring is superheat, which goes to the low side. Superheat is always measured off the suction. The red wiring goes with the high side, which is the subcooling. These can be accessed through the mode key. The temperature is measured by the superheat sensor, the blue clamp. The next stage is the delta T, which is the red or theoretically higher temperature sensor minus the blue temperature sensor. If you want to get a delta T across a liquid line or a suction line, place the red sensor on the warmer connection and the blue sensor on the colder one, and you'll get a delta T difference. Next is the superheat, which is derived from the suction line or vapor line minus this temperature. You can see on the unit a flashing display indicating a temperature of 135 degrees. Simultaneously, the 1250 is reading the subcooling sensor, so you can spool between the sensors without having to switch them. The subcooling sensor will access the temperature on the liquid line, which is this temperature minus the temperature of the liquid line, giving you the amount of subcooling. The next stage is the same as the 1200. It'll display the highest event on both the low and high sides since the unit was last zeroed, and the low, which is the lowest seen on both sides since the unit was last zeroed. You can go back into no temperature sensor and spool back into the temperature again. These are some of the enhancements the 1250 has over the 1200. As you can see, the spring clamp will open to accommodate up to 1 inch and 5/8 pipe. Using 1 inch and 1/8 pipe, you can see there's plenty of room for the sensor to fit correctly.